All right, version 0.5 or beta 5. Now there's a lot of new features and things in this one, so I'll try to run through each and be as brief as possible with each. Removed some unnecessary labels from the map filter controls. So if I show the current version 0.4, you can see this label here listing status, cabin type, and a couple of other things. But in the newer version 0.5, those are gone, and if I flip back and forth, you can see that that allows us to reclaim some of the real estate on the menu filter side. All right. Moved the clear cabin tray button to the far right of the tray itself. So in the current 0.4 version, the clear cabin tray button is down here. You know, you can select something, it shows it down here in the tray, and you can clear the tray by using that button. Well, in the current version 0.5, that button is no longer here. It's been moved onto the tray itself. You can see disabled here. We'll come back to that in a sec. And I also collapsed the zoom buttons into one row here. Okay. Reworked the cabin cards. So we'll see that they look quite different. I'll pick this guy down here in Dork. And if I pick him in Dork on the current version, you'll see the difference is the cards are smaller, so they take up less space and you can see more of them at the same time. And as well, the full address is along the top, and they have a handy dandy close button so that each one can be closed out individually now instead of having to clear the whole tray only. So current version, smaller cards. Let me pick another one in Dwork, and another, and another, and another. And you'll see that I can close one by clicking the X. The other thing I should mention about the reworked cabin cards is, of course, the buttons to go visit the listing on CNFT Tools and JPEG Store are still here. So if I click the Chateau's C button, it'll bring me to the listing on CNFT Tools with the Chateau selected. There you go. And if I click the Cardano symbol, it brings me to the marketplace for that cabin. And you'll also notice that if I select one, it's much more apparent now which one is selected. So selected cabin card is now more apparent. Hovering over the cabin card now loads the cabin image and address feature at right. That's over here on the right hand side. Just like when you mouse over on the map, the image changes according to the cabin type you're over, and the address changes according to the plot you're on. Well, hovering over the cards now does the same thing. It changes the image and the address according to what one you're pointing at in the tray. And cabin cards now can be removed from the tray individually. I did that. Hovering over a cabin card now causes a map pin to show up. This is very convenient too. When I mouse over one in the tray, you can see in Dork a pin show up on the map for the one I'm pointing at in my tray. So if I pick this one here and add it, you can see the pin showing up there. And again, if I select it again, it's just going to select it in the tray. It's not going to add it again. So if I select this one again, it'll select that one. There it is. And if I add some more, you'll notice, I'll explain the behavior. It's going to cause whichever one is currently selected, if I select this one again, to be lit up and to come into view. So if it's scrolled out of view, it will get lit up and come into view. All right. And now displays a min, max, rank, and price for the set of cabins currently loaded into the tray. So the tray has these information areas here on the left. We see min, max for rank and price, and we see how many cabins are in the tray in total, and of those, what kind. So whatever we've loaded into the tray, whether I load them manually by clicking around, we can see the count going up, and we can see the min, max, rank and price changing. And cabin tray now displays number of cabins by cabin size. That's on that side. And cabin tray now allows sorting the cabins in the tray by rank, price, ascending, descending, by toggling the buttons located at the far left side of the cabin tray. So that's over here, rank and price. And with the ones I have selected in here, well, if I sort by rank, it will scroll all the way to the left, and it will put an ascending or descending order according to the toggle. All the cabins in the tray sorted by rank in this case. And if I sort by price, I think we won't get anything because none of these are for sale. And I opted not to put the words not for sale here, but just to put a dash because I found the words not for sale were just kind of visual clutter on the cards down here. So you know what? I'm going to clear these out. Click the clear button. There we go. And I'm going to load a set onto the map. Let's say a max price of $22.22. We should get some cottages. And there they are. We have 20 cottages. You can see the summary up here at the top. And that's the next item says, now allows loading the current filter set of cabins displayed on the map into the tray using the load button at the far right of the cabin tray. So, in other words, whatever we have selected on the map, in fact up to a maximum of 150 cabins at a time, we can click this load button down here on the right, and it will load that set that we currently have loaded on the map into the tray. So, load. And there they are, 20 cottages, and we can now sort them by rank or price. And we can see the summary here and here. And that works for any set. But if I remove this filter, for example, and say apply, and I get all cabins that are for sale, we'll see the summary at the top like usual. But if I try to add that set, it'll tell me 150 max at a time. Okay, so let me clear that set and do one more thing, which is to load someone's wallet. And I want to show that we can now load them, my wallet, your wallet, his wallet. And after being loaded, not only do we get a summary at the top, but we can use that load button as long as we're not talking about more than 150 cabins. And we can load that set, which are his cabins, into the tray. And there they are, 70 cabins in total. 7 chateaus, 23 estates, 40 cottages, and we can sort them by rank and by price. Oh yes, and the X, Y, go-to coordinates now do not have that button beside them. They have a checkbox. In the current version, there's that button. But now it's just a checkbox, and you can turn it on, and when you do apply on a filter, I'll load coordinates 50, 50. Your current filter will be applied, but also the coordinates you have punched in here, if you have the checkbox checked, will have a persistent pin on them. So if I take off estates and chateaus and apply again, you'll see my 50-50 coordinates stick there. Let me clear these cabins out. And of course, if I turn off that final filter for cabin type up top, it'll still keep my coordinates on because I have it checked. So there you go. There you have it. If I select the cabin, well, the pin is there and it stays there. And that's it. Okay, so that's version 0.5, beta 5, and that covers it. Enjoy.